guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. This is a long-awaited review of the Tissot PRX Powermatic 80. This is my personal one, hands-on review, and why I think it's one of the best watches ever made, especially considering price. And here I've got one of the Girard-Perregaux Laureatos that's for sale at delraywatch.com. If you guys want to check out a few of these watches, delraywatch.com, link in the description below. And this is a watch which is more than 20 times the price, and I'm going to use this as an example in the difference between a watch that's $675 and the watch that's close to $9,000 later in the video. But let me get this one out of the way and tell you a few specs of this Tissot Powermatic 80. This one has the green dial, excuse the gloss from the lights in the room. It's a 39.5 millimeter stainless steel watch, 10.9 millimeters thick, so it's not particularly thick. It's got a sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance with a non-screw down crown. In the back, it's got a cool little feature. It's got that quick release pins right there, so you can put on a strap. It's an integrated bracelet design. And yeah, I mean, those are the basic specs. $675. It's a killer watch. Now, why is that? It has a lot to do with the movement. This is the Tissot, let me get that in there, Tissot Powermatic 80. It's basically an ETA 2824 with an extended power reserve of 80 hours. Now, Tissot is owned by the Swatch Group. Now, some of the finishing, the finishing is extremely rudimentary. It does have the custom rotor. Notice how it doesn't have the regulation system of the normal 2824. But this is a Swiss-made basic automatic movement with great features. So the finishing, as I said, very rudimentary, but an 80-hour power reserve, and also at a price point of well under $1,000, it's very, very cool. Now, what I love about this watch, apart from the look, which I think is a home run, it's a remake of a classic Tissot design. I also love the way it fits. Now, these are obviously all my personal opinion. It's very slim, 39.5 with the integrated bracelet, suits me quite well. But I do think you get a ton for the money. Now, we talked about that movement, but we also have a very nice dial. Now, yes, it's not like the AP dial, which is handmade. This is much more basic, but I love that color gradient. I love that the window here has a silver border, loomed hour markers, classic baton style hands. The finishing is very basic, but it's a very nice unidirectional brush finish. Even on the case, see, as you see, a unidirectional brushed finish. You're going to see a difference in the GP in that. It's got a polished bezel, and it even has a few chamfers. Look at here on the case with the brushed top case, the shiny polished chamfer, and then the brushed mid case that is brushed in a different direction, and a signed crown. Guys, this is a $675 watch at full retail with a Swiss-made automatic movement, 80 hours of power reserve, 100 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal, quick release, a butterfly clasp, which I think is actually the worst part of the watch. It's not bad, dare I say, but it is generic. So you do see this on much cheaper watches as well. That's probably the only mildly negative thing I can say, but you just get a ton of watch for the money, all in a style that is not only historically significant for Tissot, but is extremely popular today. I mean, the integrated bracelet craze is very alive and well. I think for $675, there is no better watch on the market. I think this watch, if it had a Longines logo on it, could easily sell for $2,000 exactly the way it sits. And it's just a killer value. Now, this is the green dial. It's dark green. It also comes in blue, it's silver, black. You have a lot of dial options. I just think it's a ton of bang for buck. But let's compare it to its more expensive third cousin Girard-Perregaux, which is also an integrated bracelet design. Now, there are a few differences. Obviously, the dial on the GP is significantly more three-dimensional than the dial on the Tissot. The GP has higher levels of case finishing. As you can see, polished center links, brushed mid-case that goes the other direction, octagonal bezel with chamfers and two types of brushing, but you still have the chamfer on this one, which is very similar to the Tissot. You have a screw-down crown. The clasp is significantly smoother and better, but then again, this watch is just under $10,000. And of course, well, excuse me, you have the GP in-house movement. Let me just get this clasp closed. It's a little hard with the gloves. You have the GP in-house movement with much higher levels of finishing, but the power reserve is shorter than 80 hours, so the Tissot does have it there. Yes, this is a watch with a lot more handiwork and details than the Tissot. And I love the GP. This is not a complaint from the GP. I actually own a GP as well. I think it's a hell of a watch. And it's right up there with an AP. However, this is a compliment to the Tissot, just to see everything you're getting for $675. If you like this style of watch, then there is no better watch on the market for the price than this Tissot PRX, to the point where I bought one for myself. I enjoy wearing it a ton. Now, guys, I have watches in my collection which are, significantly more expensive. They're $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and I enjoy wearing this one just as much. Is it the same quality? Absolutely not. But for someone who enjoys a high-end watch like me, and to still enjoy this and not feel like I'm missing out on much, well, at least in my opinion, that means something. And this Tissot PRX is an absolutely killer piece for a collector, either on a budget or just a collector that wants a cool watch that doesn't want to spend a ton. Maybe you want a beater watch. Maybe you just want to experiment with an integrated bracelet. I think whether you own a Patek Philippe and you just want a bracelet watch, or you're a starting collector and $675 is the very top end of your budget, regardless of your situation, you're going to be very, very happy with this Tissot PRX. Guys, thank you so much. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.